What's up, everybody? I hope y'all are doing good. Now, hold up. Listen to this. Everybody in the community right now is heated, and a lot of that energy is aimed straight at Ice because when Queenzflip tried to slide in another joke, he completely shut it down. Yeah, he wasn't letting that fly at all, and it's clear Ice is not rocking with Flip like that. But listen, I'd be lying if I said I didn't low-key respect it. I'm sorry, I actually do. In my last video talking about Ice, I said straight up, if you don't like Flip, you just gotta say it with your chest. Period. No dancing around it. I'd rather see you be direct and say, I don't rock with you, especially when everything is happening on a nationally broadcast platform. Now, realistically, he can't just come out and say he hates a co-host, even though, let's be real, that would make crazy content for us. But that's not exactly great for the vibe of the pod. Still, every time Flip tries to isolate him or crack on him, Ice is basically shutting it all the way down like, nah, I don't mess with you, and that's the energy. And that got me thinking about something Ice always says, and hold up, because this is real. If people don't rock with you, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, they're gonna go against you every single time. And if they do rock with you, it doesn't matter what you do, they're riding with you regardless. Now, in this situation, I'll admit it might seem like I don't really like Ice, so anytime he moves a certain way toward Flip, who I do like, it gets magnified on my end. But listen, I had to step back and really look at what's actually happening here. Flip, I've said this before, you've been told multiple times not to speak on someone's family, especially if they're not doing that to you. And I tried to be annoyed at Ice repeating that, but at the same time, he's not crossing that line with Flip. Meanwhile, he's been subtly trying to call out Flip's behavior, even hinting at the cheating stuff. And yeah, he's been pushing that narrative heavy. After watching that JBP rewind with Mona, I'm starting to think Flip may have cut out parts where they were getting a little too specific, maybe even dropping names. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So at that point, can you really be mad at Ice for clapping back when the boundary is clear? If we can't talk about your personal life, why do you feel so comfortable speaking about mine?
And here's the problem. Flip doesn't seem to listen, and he keeps crossing that same line over and over again. So now it's like Ice hit that breaking point, like I've had enough. And you can feel that frustration building. And if it comes off like he's snapping, that's because he is. No filter, no holding back. When I went back and watched that rewind, Ice looked completely drained during that clip, and you could see it all over his face. Not just because he dislikes Flip, although yeah, that tension is there, but more so because of how the whole situation made him look publicly. And that right there, listen, that's what really got under his skin. And he even says it on that JBP rewind, like, I wish I would have taken that out. And hold up, that right there made me pause. I'm starting to see it differently now, Ice. Like, once I got out of my own head, it finally started clicking for me. And then it really hit me. Wait a minute. How am I sitting here mad at Flip? I mean, not Flip. How am I mad at Ice? Because if you really break it down, Flip, you don't even know me like that. We're not cool outside of this. So where is this energy coming from? I already made it clear I'd never join your pod, so why do you feel so comfortable speaking on something personal like a failed opportunity I had in my own head? Especially when that situation was real, talking about that Hot 97 spinoff, the dinner club, or whatever that situation was. And listen, Flip was going crazy on Ice, basically implying he didn't have the talent, the discipline, or even the backing to pull something like that off. Like, hold up, who are you to decide what somebody else is capable of when you don't even know the rooms they've been in? You don't know the conversations that happened behind closed doors before all of this. And now that I'm really seeing it from Ice's perspective, I'm like, nah, I kind of get it. Because if Ice really wanted to go there, he could easily remind Flip that his relationship with Joe Budden goes way deeper than just this podcast. He was there before all of this even took off, showing up when it mattered, not chasing clout, but building something real. Meanwhile, Flip was pushing hard even to get a seat at the table, going above and beyond because he saw what this platform could do for him.
Let's be real, Flip wasn't putting in all that energy for no reason. He knew this pod was bigger than what he already had going on. And again, Joe called Ice, not the other way around, which says a lot about the foundation there. Ice already had history, already shared spaces, already built that trust, while Flip is still trying to position himself as an equal, which explains why he rides so hard on everything Joe says. And yeah, I could say all of that directly, but let me take a step back for a second. This whole situation really reminds me of something simple. Imagine being somewhere for years, putting in work, and then somebody new walks in with talent and immediately gets a spotlight. Now, don't get me wrong, talent is talent, but that doesn't mean you instantly outrank everybody who's been there grinding. It's like joining a team, getting a starting spot early, and suddenly acting like you run the whole locker room. Hold up, who are you? You still gotta prove yourself, not just to the coach, but to the entire team. And the position you're hyped about? Someone else already held that down before you even showed up. So how are you going to look at them like you're above them just because you got momentum right now? Yeah, you might have the views, you might have the buzz, but that doesn't automatically make you untouchable. And now, when I connect all of this back to that Hot 97 situation, it really makes you think. If you already had the numbers, the support, and all these industry connections, then why didn't those opportunities come your way first? Why did it take something like this pod to even open that door for you? And that's the part that really makes you stop and think, because the answers might not be as simple as they seem. And listen, Queenzflip really speaks from the mindset of someone who didn't have much motion before finding his lane, and now that he's winning in it, he's comparing his journey to everybody else like they didn't have other options. Hold up, that's not how that works. Meanwhile, Ice is looking at all of this content and it's finally starting to click, like everything is lining up now. He kept saying that COE Pac isn't him, and honestly, he's right, because we really don't know much about his life outside of this.
People always bring up the CDL. They mention what he does for his daughter and his family, but that's pretty much where the story stops. And then out of nowhere, I'm seeing through a JBTV post that Ice is actually locked in with brand deals. Like, wait, he's really getting to it behind the scenes. And the wild part is, he's been telling us this the whole time, but because people stay stuck on his past, they keep using that against him. And he's basically like, hold up, I am handling it. Every time he shows up on that podcast, he's got to read comments of people saying they hate him, yet he still pulls up, still contributes, still helps shape the topics, and still answers the call whenever Joe Budden needs him. There's a lot he's done behind the scenes, pod-wise, that he doesn't even flex, but it matters. And then when you flip it back, it raises the question, Flip, where were you at during certain moments? You were part of things like Podwise, and that's a key point Ice has been hinting at this whole time. Because if that spotlight really got turned all the way up, some of the same energy being thrown at Ice might actually expose you even more. And at that point, it's like, hold up, maybe I owe Ice an apology for how I've been looking at this. And as I've gotten older, one thing I'm learning is how to step back and actually see things from everybody's perspective, whether I like them or not. Because at the end of the day, reality is reality. And sometimes you gotta check yourself like, who am I really speaking on right now? I've got people on my Patreon talking crazy to me, and then I'm reading other comments saying, nah, he's actually making sense. And that contrast says everything. If I saw someone moving the way I was in my last Patreon video, I'd probably react the same way too, but emotions will have you missing the bigger picture. So, to those Patreon comments, I hear you, I see you, and adjustments are coming moving forward. And yeah, I've said I hate Ice before, but that's really a me issue, not a him issue, and I can admit that now.
So going forward, I'm looking at things for what they really are. And in this situation, Ice isn't wrong. He's just not. I said that before, but I was speaking off emotion. Now I'm speaking with clarity, and that's a big difference. If Flip really crossed every line you set, then yeah, stand on that. Don't fold just for content, because that whole content over everything mindset sounds good until it gets personal. And now it's not just content anymore, it's real life. If I'm Ice and I see you in person, I'm not going back and forth on camera, we're addressing it right there. So now I gotta ask y'all, why do we really hate Ice like that? And is he even wrong in this situation? Let me know what y'all think in the comments, for real, because even I had to check myself on how much I contributed to that narrative. If you rock with the video, go ahead and like it. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join the movement. And if you've been here, you already know the vibes. We just keep leveling up and pushing forward. I'm dropping an updated top 10 on Patreon today, and trust me, it's probably not gonna look anything like what y'all expect. Thanks for watching.